Good evening. I'd like to call the regular city council meeting to order for May 12th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. I'd just like to recite the council protocol. The city council members are here to serve the city of Pierz. We expect respectful conduct at all times. Slander or inappropriate language will not be tolerated. Please speak only when addressed, one person at a time. Each speaker has a 5-minute time limit. We thank you for your cooperation. So first off, we have approval of the minutes for the city council meeting of April 28th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have additions and removals of the agenda. And we have Dan Rushlow here, our fire chief. And I'd like to add him to the agenda if I could. And then, I don't know if anybody else have any additions? You guys good? Good. Laura, you're good?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So if I can get approval of the agenda.
I'll make that motion with the addition of Dan Rushlow.
Okay, Dan makes the motion.
Second that.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So first, we are going to, Parker's going to give us an update. And if you could please sit over there, Parker. Warm up the hot seat first.
Yeah, I'll get her ready for school. I got a few updates here for you. First, we had Dale Brazen put in his resignation from the park boards. We're looking to have that accepted.
Okay, if I could have a motion to accept Dale Brazen's resignation.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll
Gary
second
makes
it.
the motion.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, the next one we had a member at the golf course last year purchase his membership, and 2 weeks after that, he broke his leg playing softball. So this went to the park board for discussion last month, and they're recommending that we give him his discount or give him a membership this year, and then have him pay the difference in fees from what 2024 was to 2025. And Lynn, I wasn't there, so if you have anything else on that.
So we talked about that we would do that for this gentleman because it was talked about last year before some of us were on this board. Going forward, though, it's the recommendation. We either come up with a policy or we just kind of say a flat, no, it is what it is. That's a council decision in terms of how you guys want to handle that.
So I don't have a problem with it. I don't know, you got any questions, Donnie? I mean,
No.
there's not a whole lot we can really
Right.
do about it.
Yeah, so we'll probably bring that back up over the winter sometime
Yeah.
To have a decision made on that.
Motion to pay the difference?
Yep,
We'll
approve.
have to do that.
Do I have to? Okay, then just go ahead.
Update for you, we've sold 5 of the 6 golf carts. So thank you, Donnie, for that idea. The one we have left is out for $2,300, which is what it was at the entire time. So I posted on Facebook again this morning. So hopefully we'll get that one sold in the next week or so. If not, we might want to look at lowering that, but we'll give it another week and maybe another Facebook post later this week too.
And we did ask Laura to take and put those monies aside for purchase of new carts to
great.
replace.
You know, and our dealer does have those set aside for us. I'm not sure when they get released. I'll have to reach out and contact that, but yeah, we're doing very good on those.
I think, and we might have talked about Parker, I know when Donnie and I were on, our goal was to kind of start, we never really circulated them in and out of service, and our
Yeah.
goal really is to every year do the same process, hopefully with a certain number of them. And
Yep.
that's the only way we're going to stay ahead of the whole cart.
Yeah, absolutely, and do it most cost effectively as well. Yeah. I've had a request from the Vernig and LeBlanc families. They would like to donate a shelter to put on the new 9. So if there's a rain or storm, that golfers have a place to go without having to go all the way back to the clubhouse. They're willing to do all the work and pay for all the materials.
So they're going to work with the grounds crew in terms of location, kind of
Yep.
central. And then in an area where we're not running over things that we shouldn't during construction.
And at that location, we'll also look to put the porta potties, as well as their drinking water as well to kind of make it a central hub.
Yep.
So, yeah, next I have, hopefully my last new hire request. Is really just trying to get us through Memorial Weekend is what this one is, but I'm really excited. It seems to be a really good kid. I'd like to hire Max Barclay at $14 an hour. He'll be helping us out every other weekend as well as a weekday potentially.
And I did talk to Parker. My question was, we went through a whole list of hiring people, and then we're still kind of hiring people. But I think Parker's doing a really good job with that. I think we're really close to the end, I hope.
I really think we are. Once we get to June, we'll get all of our teachers. Mark will be done with school. Andy will be done with baseball. So we'll really be hitting in June. And from what I've seen in the past, I think we got a really good crew that we're going into this
Some of
summer
the ones
with.
that he originally brought have since stepped down. We don't have them.
Correct.
So it's kind of replacing
Yep.
what you
Yep.
had.
Yep.
So if I could get a motion to hire Max Barclay at $14 an hour.
I'll make that motion.
Gary makes a motion.
I'll second it.
Alan seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. And then one last one. We have a request for the Lions South Shelter, a waive fee request. Who is that for? On July 9th.
Oh, Jim Gerwing is the one
Okay.
specifically
Okay.
asking for it. It's
Yeah.
for an annual event they do. It's on a Wednesday.
It's for the Lions, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
fine.
for
Yeah.
the Lions.
I'd make the motion to go ahead and waive the fee for the Lions South Shelter for July 9th.
Alan makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Donnie seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go, Parker.
Great. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
Parker.
for-
Thanks,
doing
Parker.
that.
Thanks, Parker.
Okay, so next we have our fire chief, Dan Rushlow.
Good evening, council. So I'm just going to read you a letter that was given to me, and we'll go from there. Dear Chief Rushlow, due to the unfortunate delay in the purchase of the property out of the Pierz fire coverage area, I, Philip Scribner, am requesting a 6-month leave of absence from the Pierz Fire Department in hopes that the issue at hand will finally be resolved. I wish to start this absence on May 1st, 2025, I would still be current on any certifications required by the governing bodies. If this purchase does fall through, I would be able to return to duty if upon approval. Thank you for your consideration. Philip Scribner. So I'm just requesting a 6-month leave of absence, and it's in our policy, so we've done it a couple times, I know, through the years, so I guess.
As long as it falls under
That's-
policy, it should be fine.
Do we need it?
Are there questions, Donnie?
I don't have any.
So,
Could I get a motion for that?
I'll make that motion to approve his 6-month leave of absence.
Sarah makes the motion.
I'll second that.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. School.
that's it. Any questions for me? We've been busy. I
Yeah.
hope it rains. That's all I can say.
Was that
Yeah.
really just fires? They actually, 'cause they just.
A lot of grass. We actually had a couple
Saturday night or something,
structure.
It was like at nighttime or Friday night, I heard this.
I can't even keep, was it Friday night? Saturday day.
That's grass fires?
Yeah, grass. We had a structure fire last Saturday night. Pretty large shed. Then we had that huge grass fire out east.
Like Patty's.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And they got a huge one brewing up north, so I don't know what's gonna happen there it's actually just north of Brainerd a ways, so they might be asking for assistance. I don't know if some guys, but we'll see. So hopefully pray for rain.
I do have a
Yeah.
question. Are you guys covering Freedom Fest for parking?
Nope,
Okay. I just didn't know what the decision
nobody
was.
said anything to
No, I
us.
don't, yeah, from what I heard, from what I understand, because they're at, well, actually, you and I talked about it, I think, for a second. I talked to somebody from the fire, because it's out of your, oh, maybe.
Yeah, and it would be really
it's out of
tough
your
for us.
jurisdiction anyway.
You may want to double check the website because the last time I checked, you guys were still on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I don't know if they're expecting that, just so, I don't want
Yeah.
them to expect you guys
Right.
to be there and then you're not.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
My understanding that you guys weren't gonna be there.
Okay.
I mean, in the fire department.
Yeah,
'Cause,
Todd probably, I know he's kinda on that board maybe, or,
Yeah, and I haven't
I
looked in
can-
the last month, if it's changed, but prior to that, it still said it was you guys.
really? Okay,
I know Eric
Also-
Bozer is on that committee.
okay, yep. I'll get that figured out.
I'd like to say thanks for doing that brush cleanup on the 17th. Seen
Uh-huh.
that come through on the minutes, so.
Yep.
I know the city appreciates that.
Yep.
Fire department does it every year, so.
Goes pretty good, so, less and less every year, so we must be keeping up. All right,
You guys
Okay.
be safe.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yep. The next item we have is planning and zoning. We had a temporary permit put by Daniel and Margie Lloydelt and Pierz, and they were granted a 6-month temporary permit, a structural permit. And then we do need approval to add Joe Stengel to the planning and zoning committee. That's something we need to make.
So we have to do those separate.
Oh, okay.
The
Sorry
planning,
about
the
that.
planning and zoning with Margie and Dan,
Yep.
that is for an actual greenhouse, not a structure for putting things in. It's a greenhouse for
Got it.
flowers.
Okay,
And I'll make that motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for that. And then we also need a motion to approve to add Joe Stengel to the planning and zoning committee, which will, are we full then with people on it, or we're good then? We're good to go? Okay, so
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Um, Against? Approval, so Joe Stengel approved for planning and zoning. Then we have Sarah with the claims report.
Claims for April, $304,277.04.
If I could get a motion for approval of the claims report.
Make the motion.
Gary makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Donnie seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the claims report for April. And then we also have Sarah with the treasurer's report.
The balance at the end of April was $3,227,372.68.
And I see it's starting to tick up again a little bit, so maybe that's, I don't know if that's because the golf course is open. Maybe helped a little bit in April, but it's good to see it that's back over 3 million. So if I could get a motion for approval. of
Make-
the-
Make the motion pending audit. Sorry, wrong meeting.
What was that? What's going on?
Nothing, it's wrong meeting. I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Sorry.
That seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for just the treasurer's report.
Oh, boy.
Okay, then we also have a resolution, approval of resolution number 2025-0512-1, and it's establishing penalties for the resolution we did 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if you want to explain it really quick, Laura.
It is, so the ordinance we did last week was for when people do not pay their garbage bills, it goes to their property taxes, or their taxes. And then the resolution for this one is specifically when people get warned to not put specific things in their garbage can and that gets left, there will now be a fine after a warning. So that is what this resolution is stating.
And that's pretty consistent of how they work in the city anyway. It's pretty, we're just making it consistent with the rest of the ordinances.
Yes, yep.
So if I could get a motion for approval,
I'll make,
the motion.
Karen makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for resolution 2025-0512-1, establishing penalties. So next we have our liquor license renewal for 7/1/25 through 6/30/26, and Laura has the list of the people for that.
I do have the list. There are no new businesses requesting renewal. So it is all the same. If you want me to read them off, I
If you
certainly can.
could, yeah.
Yep, Bootleggers, Boozer's Bar, so Frosty's, Jansen's Liquor, Tony's Tavern, Pierz Ballroom and Lanes, City of Pierz Golf Course, Legion Ballpark, St. Joseph's Church, and Pierz Lions Club.
So if I could get approval for the liquor license renewal for those establishments?
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the liquor license renewal for 7/1/25 to 6/30/26. Next, we have an exempt permit for St. Joseph's Church for 8/3/25 for the yearly bazaar that they have there. If I could get a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Sarah makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the exempt permit for St. Joseph's Church for 8/3/25. Then we went through all the clubhouse stuff, and then the next would be the parks update.
I just have 3 small updates. Jim and Brad went through some items in the shed at the golf course and had found that quite a bit could get thrown out for our cleanup day, and they're requesting approval to do that. It would be right about $105 to $125 to throw these out. This would be, some of the items are golf cart tires, for one. There's about 35 that they can't use. There's some chairs, a printer. Other items are free. There's an old grill there. Oh, there's just needs to be cleaned up type thing.
Yep.
So what I'd like to do for that is maybe get a motion for up to $150 in case they find anything else back in the woods, so they kind of got their bases covered.
I'll make that motion to allow them to spend up to $150 to clean up golf course
Okay,
miscellaneous.
if I could get a second.
Second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the cleanup day items for the golf course, Laura, for up to $150.
Thank you. And then I was going to let you know that we did get some grounds crew applications, and I know Gary, Brad, and Jim are working on setting up interviews for that. And then Brad had just given me an update that the items that the PAC had purchased for the Pierz Park, they had come in today, so they're working on getting those. That is my parks update.
Okay, so then we have Eric, Public Works update. Got some good news for us, I think.
Oh, always, always.
Yeah.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. So where do we want to start? I got, I guess, a few things. Let's start out with the new hire request. Our hiring committee suggested, well, not suggested, it was me and Don, and we found out of the ones that we interviewed with is we would like to hire Tyler Holheisel for $24 an hour. We're requesting you guys' permission for that.
If any of you guys got any questions on it all, you guys good? Good, sir. Could I get a motion to hire Tyler Hoisel at $24?
Where did we come in at the dollar amount per hour? Is that negotiated with him, or how did we come up with that?
Yep.
Because it's at the higher side.
It is, yep, yep. It's within parameters and then
Yep,
it's
I
on
know
the
it is.
higher end of that,
So from a qualification standpoint, you guys feel that he met that?
yes.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried to hire Tyler Hoisel for $24 an hour.
Thank you. His proposed start date would be May 27th. An update on the street project. So last week you guys probably did see the cement trucks around. So they were just taking out the old stuff, put in new cement on their punch list where they had like First Avenue, Kamnick, Cassie alleyway back in here. It looks really good, so that's one step down, so.
That's on that checklist, I
Yeah,
suppose,
yeah.
is it?
Yep. And I think, I'm not 100% sure if they'll be in, if there'll be something else going on this week or not, but I would assume there'll be a few more things happening. They still got some light bases to pull out yet from the old lights that are down First Avenue. So they'll get those out, get all the dirt put back in there and seed it up. And then I would imagine at some point they'll be here for tar, so that's about as far as I know with it, A couple of other things. Last week, I think it was last week, I got a letter from Morrison County Public Works Department. And I called this Tony Hennon, nice guy over there, but it said something about we're not going to be checking your bridge inspections anymore. So at first I'm thinking, well, the only bridge I kind of know of is the one on Park Avenue, and that's going to get redone. And I didn't, I was just confused a little bit. So I called him, and he told me that they would inspect the golf cart bridge as well when they did it all. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he says they're no longer going to do that. I said, well, what requirements do we need to do, or do I need to get something to inspect a bridge? He said, no. He goes, basically go down there and look at it, maybe a couple times a year. If you start seeing stuff, then worry about getting repaired. But it doesn't need to, there's not to be nobody special to look at other than we're doing a routine check of it, They're just going through and eliminating stuff like that through the county. So we're not, there's other towns that had little walking bridges that they would go and inspect. So all they're doing now is just bridges that haul cars over water and overpasses that are around. So we got that squared away.
I did share that letter with Brad and Jim as well.
Okay,
so
yep,
they
and
have
I'll
it,
talk to
so
them.
they'll be watching.
And then, so I had my, I did have some patches marked out around town, 7 of them in different areas. Probably seen them driving around. I did get 2 quotes. One was from Bob Marshak Enterprise. That quote came back at $10,750. Mike Schaefer, the guy who did our seal cracking, I had him quoted as well. He does do that stuff. He came back at $4,975. Price difference wise is pretty big. He did mention to me at some of the potholes in town, since they dip down really far, we can just kind of overlay instead of cutting out and going through a massive process, where I think he's cutting everything out and doing that way. So kind of looking for your approval on either way, if you guys want to
I'm
go.
assuming when they cut it out, that would be a better fix than just trying to overlay and have the stuff underneath still breaking up, and it's just gonna re-break the
In
top.
my opinion, yes. Ultimately, the best fix is going to be cut it out, repair the dirt underneath there,
And then put the new
and put
tar
new
on.
bituminous in there, But that's the price difference between
Right.
doing that to some of the potholes and then covering up some of them, or doing that to all the potholes. So we do have, I think it's 50,000 dedicated on our line item for street maintenance. So just whatever way you guys would like to go, if you want to.
What's your recommendation?
Truthfully, my recommendation is to fix it right, and that would be to go with Bob Marshak. So looking for your approval on that.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
I'll make that motion to go with Bob Marshak.
I'll second.
Motion, Sarah, second motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Okay. Let's see here. I got a couple other things. Little bit of some stuff. So it's called a bounce button that's broken at this park back here at the Blue Park, Lions Park. I did get one ordered, so that'll be coming soon. We do have a cone over the top of the stem that comes out of the ground there. So that should be here soon. The brush cleanup day with fire department was talked about already. I am getting quotes for the paint sprayer for Main Street, the yellow curbing and the white. That'll come next time. I did get the weed sprayer, so the obnoxious weeds, thistles, all that. I got him scheduled. Probably in the next week or two. The guy who normally does it will call me and come into town and do that. We'll lock up the brush gate again on June 2nd, Monday, June 2nd. I found a guy, I'm not sure if I mentioned name yet, but I did find a guy to give us a quote on a new hand railing in front of here. Since that is all kind of rotten out and busted out, I'm going to meet with him this week And we did get clearance and okay that we can, instead of reinstalling that same thing in the cement, we can put it and mount it, we'll put pads on the bottom of it and mount it on the actual cement sidewalk just below it. And hopefully we can build it in sections, so if we do just get a bad section, we can just replace the section on it. Hopefully also that'll help. I mean, it's a lot of salt that gets dumped up here all the time anyways, but I think when that thing's shoved down in there, that just sits and rots it out so fast. So hopefully now it'll be out in the open, it'll last a little longer. So once we get that guy in here in a quote, I'll present that to you guys as well.
Then we just repair the cement on the.
Yes, I did talk to a couple other cement guys, that's repairable. So it'll stay together a lot better without having that railing in there. So we'll be able to take care of that stuff.
Perfect.
Oh, there's some dead shrubs on the north and south sign that come into Pierz, like your welcome to Pierz signs. So we're gonna be looking at replacing those. We're probably just gonna go with the same or similar shrubs that we had up there. Yeah, they're just due to the lack of everything here the last few years, they took a beating there. There is a few of them that are in Billig Park too, we'll look at and get replaced. I'm really waiting to honestly see what's coming back. They have that green, I don't know if it's a low-growing arborvitae that's in there, that green thing that, I don't know. It looks like it's kind of dying, but maybe it'll come back. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. If it dies, in my opinion, ain't the end of the world. We'll rip that out of there and get it all cleaned up because it just hides so much stuff under there, and I'm sure everything kind of needs to be fluffed up under there.
Pretty big size.
So we'll watch that, and then City of Pierz cleanup day is this Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. And that's all I got. Any questions for me?
No, sir.
You guys got any questions?
Nope. Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Laura.
Yes, I have a few. So with the new hiring for the Public Works Department, I do believe we had stated Phil Scribner's position does need to be discussed. My recommendation would be if Tyler is starting on May 27th, that the Friday prior, so May 23rd would be Phil's last day, if that's how we're still moving forward.
Okay, so what I would need would be a motion to have Phil Scribner's last day, May 23rd of employment.
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
Second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A motion carried. So that'd be, so Phil's last day would be May 23rd, 2025.
Okay, thank you. I will give Phil a call tomorrow and let him know. My other update is we did have 2 interviews for the golf course superintendent position. Beyond that, there's no more conversation on it, but that was exciting compared to the last time where I didn't have any applicants, so. I would like to, I had a request to hold a public hearing on June 9th to discuss the chicken ordinance. So I did give you guys all an updated chicken ordinance to review. I'm hoping that you can all get me any edits or questions you have for it. And if you could get it to me by next Monday, the 19th, I will have time to make any changes and have it submitted to the paper to be posted on May 25th. So it gives us the time we need to post for the public hearing.
So what our goal is, I believe, I'm talking to Laura, is that to have an open hearing on it and then just have our discussion on it, and then we'd have the ordinance all set up, and then we can just vote yea or nay on it that evening and either move forward with it or be done with it instead of keep going round and round in circles on it.
What time would we do this at?
Public hearing would be during our council meeting.
During it?
It would be
Perfect.
during it, yes.
And we'll try to keep it hopefully a little light with the rest of the stuff, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah, so let's get that into our Facebook post or wherever to make sure that we have multi-residents knowing that that's what's happening.
I will absolutely. And then I'll have the summary for the ordinance.
Yep.
once I get any edits that
Yeah,
are
and if
needed.
anybody's got any questions, yeah, talk to Laura. She's kind of compiling all the questions
Yeah.
from the council.
I think I need an approval, or do I?
Can I
make-
get a motion for that?
I'll make the motion to set the public hearing request for June 9th, 25 for the chicken ordinance.
Okay, Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Donnie seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Some smaller updates are garage sales start. I don't know if you guys have noticed. People are prepping. So that starts Wednesday, the 14th. Cleanup day was mentioned on the May 17th, so this Saturday, 8 to 10. Our next council meeting due to Memorial is going to be Tuesday, May 27th. So have a happy Memorial weekend, you know. And then Zach's last day was the last Friday, so May 9th. I do need to request approval for his PTO and old sick bank. That was in our handbook to pay that out. Now his PTO, he still accrued hours the last week he worked, so I'm giving you my best guess on this. His PTO will be right about 233 hours, 0.49 hours, should total about $7,971.35. His old sick bank is at 458 hours and a quarter. We do divide it by half, that is stated in our handbook, comes to 229.13 hours, should total about $7,822.50. So I am looking for approval to pay Zach his PTO and old sick bank on our next pay schedule, which would be May 23rd, totaling right about $15,793.85.
Okay, I need a motion to cover Zach's PTO and sick bank of $15,793.85. A motion for that.
I'll make a motion to cover that.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then my very last thing, which is pretty exciting, Kay and I were able to do the winners for the Freedom Fest tickets, which I should have asked Mr. Mayor if you wanted to do this. I apologize. I have it all here if you really want to be the one who announces
Oh,
it.
go for it. Knock yourself out.
Okay. So for the 2 general admissions for Friday, it is Jim Talbert. For the 2 general admission for Saturday is Linda Cherney. 2 general admission tickets for Saturday as well is Roger and Jeannie Bygrass. And for the 2 VIP tickets for both days is Brenda Bleeker. And I will reach out to all of them tomorrow. This is the first time announcing it, so they actually do not know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That is
that was
fantastic.
exciting. That was nice to
Nice.
do that.
Congratulations.
That is all my updates.
Great. I do not have anything for an update as of now. I don't know if Gary?
No, sir.
I don't have anything either.
Sarah? So then, you know what that means.
I'll make the motion to adjourn at 7:33 PM.
Donnie makes the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.